Hey everybody, welcome back to Never Too Old. Today's episode will be Killer. We watched an episode of Netflix's Song Exploder that took us deep into the Killer's 2006 hit, When You Were Young. The song charted at number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now let's get into it.
Hey guys.
Hey. So what'd you think?
This is the second time watching it. Blows my mind every time. Blows my mind. I can't tell you guys how obsessed I am with this song. I don't know what it is about this song. It makes me want to laugh, dance, cry, die. I just want it all. Like, it gives me this feeling in my stomach when you're like on the tippy top of the roller coaster and you're about to go down. Like, that's the feeling I get when I listen to this song. It has to be my all-time favorite Killer song. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is. And when I was watching it the first time, me and Al were watching it, and he just found this like newfound obsession with that song too. And he's by no means necessary. He is not a Killers fan at all, nor does he like my kind of music, air quotes. But he loves that song too. And I don't know. Now I have just a bigger appreciation for the song. It is so good.
Yeah, that kind of happened for me too.
I used to not really care for the Killers that much, other than like Mr. Brightside. And then recently when we went down to SoCal last time, for around Christmas time, I just got bored around my parents' house and I just decided to, just listen to them from the beginning of like their first album to like their newest album. And I remember hearing that song, like when you were young, playing when Kelsey would listen to it before, like when we listened to music. But when I listened to it again, but on my own, I was like, this song is really good. Like, it's so good.
Same. What about you, Kels?
Yeah, I've always really liked that song. There's hardly anything by the Killers that I don't like, but that's always been one of my favorite songs by them by far.
Same. If someone asked me who the Killers were and I would show them any song, this would be the first song that I let them listen to. This would be the first song because this guarantees me that they will just feel the same sensation that I do when I hear the song. I can't explain it, you guys. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry. And I don't even know why. It's just this feeling in the pit of my stomach. And not very many songs do that for me.
Right. Another of my all-time favorites by the Killers is well, I don't know. Like, I feel bad because you know how, like, when people ask you what's your favorite song by a band, and then like you kind of like, well, at least for me, I kind of feel like I have to say a song that isn't as popular as like the hits. But for some reason, like Mr. Brightside, just like I really love that song too.
I do too. Oh my God. There's nothing they can do wrong. Nothing they can do wrong. And I was thinking to myself while watching it, like people that have favorite bands, they like go all out with their band. They know their first name, their last name, where they grew up, what they're doing now, how many kids they have, where they live, whatever. They go in depth. They're like True Hollywood Story. Do you remember those back in the day? Anyways.
Yeah.
And for me, the Killers are like one of my all-time favorite bands, but I don't follow them like that. But I trust when I hear something, it's just going to be brilliant.
Yeah, and you're right. And you've never been let down, right?
Never have. Those days we used to sit on your bed listening to the Killers all day, and we would have to replay it because it would stop. Like that's just, it brings me back to when we were kids.
Mhm.
That's what the Killers does for me. And in the best way possible.
When you were young brings you back to when you were young.
Exactly. Exactly.
I thought it was interesting in the video that Brandon was saying that I think he was talking about the certain guitar riff in the song. It sounds like the desert, and it sounds like home to him because he's from Vegas, and I guess that's what he pictured what the desert would sound like.
Which amazes me because what does the desert sound like? Now I'm always going to think that that's what the desert sounds like. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with oh, what does Christmas sound like? First thing that comes to mind, Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? That part was really interesting to me too. Only because I didn't know that they were from Vegas.
You didn't?
I didn't. I'm telling you, they're one of those bands that I can never get enough, but I don't follow them like that. I'm not obsessed with them in that way. You know what I mean? But I know that no matter what they ever come out with, I'm going to love it. But yeah, I had no idea half of this. I didn't even know they had that weird guitar player with the long hair that looks older than everybody else. I had no idea. What is even his name?
Isn't it Mark?
Who cares at this point? He's just a genius.
And who's the guitar player?
Dave.
Oh, okay.
You're the one that knows everything. Come on, tell me.
What? I'm just surprised that you didn't know they were from Vegas because that's such a big part of their identity.
I had no idea.
Songs about that, and all their music, a lot of their music videos take place in Vegas.
And you know what made me laugh the first time I watched it is that the drummer goes, "Oh yeah, people thought we were a British band." I was one of those people. When I first heard them, I was like, "Oh, they're too good to be American. They're too good to be American. There's no way." And then when I saw them on TV doing an interview and they didn't have accents, I was like, huh? What's going on here? Why did I automatically expect them to be British or English, whatever? But I was so amazed by that. And I thought I was the only one, but apparently not.
Yeah. It's crazy that they've been around since 2004?
That was when Hot Fuss came out.
Yeah.
And obviously they were a band before that. I think they got together in 2001.
Ow. So they're going on almost 20 years.
Yeah. This is their 20th year. Yep.
Oh my God, they're such a young band. I had no idea.
Yeah, they were all in their early 20s when they started, I think.
And another thing that, that stood out to me was when the lead singer, Brandon, he was talking about how that line in the song goes, he doesn't look like a thing like Jesus. That really spoke to me that, what he interprets that as is anyone can come to your life and be your savior.
Yeah, I really like that part too. I like how in depth they went with this song. The podcast we listened to and we reacted to the other day about Under the Bridge, they kind of were everywhere. They were giving us the whole life story. But this kind of just stuck to that song and what that song meant. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
I really did.
Have you seen the music video?
I have, and again, brilliant.
I don't understand it that much though, and I wish they would have kind of gone into the video too, because the video doesn't really make that much sense to me.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't, but it's very visually pleasing to the eye. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And I can't tell you how much I love this song enough, like at all. It's just the feeling it gives my insides, guys. I cannot explain this to you. Like, what song does that for you? Like, what song gives you just all the love in the world and sadness at the same time?
I think maybe Sometime Around Midnight by the Airborne Toxic Event.
I've never heard that song. I'm going to have to look it up.
You probably have. You probably just didn't know what it was called.
What's it called again?
Sometime Around Midnight by the Airborne Toxic Event.
I can't really think anything off the top of my head, but I know that there's one song like that.
So what did you think about like the fact that they were so young when they made this song and they still don't feel as fulfilled or live up to the meaning that they felt they would be at their day and age?
You mean day and age of the album, or?
No, like I forgot. Sorry, no pun intended. I mean, like, okay, because Brandon was saying something about how when he was 24 writing this song was kind of about what he wanted to be, the man he wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
And I found it kind of interesting that he still wasn't there yet. Like, he still felt like he had room to grow, which is very refreshing to hear somebody say that, because everybody is like, oh no, I am who I am. And, you know, and people don't give themselves like room to grow. And it was very refreshing to hear that they just are trying their best every day to be better people. And I think we don't hear that enough from people.
Yeah, I think everybody's so, I mean, yeah, there's a lot to be said for self-love and everything, whatever the hell you want to call it, but people need to learn how to stay humble too. And that's what I love about this band, is that they're so humble. Like, they're not like, oh, you know, we're big shots and stuff. I mean, they've played huge arenas, and like Brandon said, it wasn't cool to want to do that at the time. That was like selling out. And but it's like they were cool with selling out in that way of like, oh, I want to play like stadium shows and stuff. But they didn't sell out in the way of like, oh, I'm a big shot, I'm too good for anything now.
Right. They kind of played stadiums when stadiums weren't cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that about them, because yes, they were humble, but on the back of their heads, they were like, yeah, yeah, we can make money and do what we love to do at the same time. And how involved they were with creating their music. You know, they played stadiums based on what they wrote and what they created, not what the industry created for them.
Right.
And I love that about this band.
Yeah.
Me too.
Me too. I was going to say that it's also like pretty cool that Brandon was inspired by Bruce Springsteen and 80s new wave, and like, you know, I feel like that's like the foundation of the band too. They were, you know, really into like synthesizers and like things that people don't really use nowadays, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I found it interesting too that the album is called Sam's Town and they named it after a casino in Vegas.
I would have never known.
Well, Sam's Town is not like on the strip or anything, and they kind of went into that in the video, so you probably already know. But like they were saying, like it was like off the strip and like really only locals go there.
Really? Is that what he said? Because I don't remember him saying
He said something like that. Something to that.
Yeah, he did say something like that, which was very interesting to me too, because like he said, like when people think of Las Vegas, they think like what they see in The Hangover and like different movies and TV shows and stuff. They don't really see that it's outside of the strip. It's actually a city. And you got to kind of know if you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty cool to for someone to break us out of that like glass and was like, hey, it's actually a town. It's not just the strip. I thought that was pretty cool because now we know that there's a little casino off the strip in someone's neighborhood that's more famous to the locals than the Venetian or, stuff like that. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I've been to Sam's Town. Actually, it is really nice.
I'm just really surprised that not a lot of tourists go there as much
because it's so off the strip. It's out on Boulder Highway, and there's nothing around it. It's just Sam's Town.
Mm-hmm.
And people, when they go to Vegas, don't like to be stuck in one place. They want to go to 5 different casinos and play everywhere and use their amenities and they want variety. And if you're in a place where there's just one casino and there's nothing around it.
So did you go knowing that was part of the album?
That was why I
go. Yeah, I thought so. You went there because, oh my goodness. That is so cool though. I had no idea you did that. When was that?
Around the time of New Year's of 2018. And it was just me and my mom. So we went to Vegas and we stayed at the Rio. But we also drove out to Sam's Town and hung out there. They have a really cool, it's indoors. There's glass over the sky would be or whatever. So you're indoors, but the hotel is built up around it. So it's this really cool, outdoor courtyard, but you're not exactly outside either. It's really chill. There's a waterfall and everything and the rocks, fake rocks everywhere. And the lighting's really cool. Palm trees.
How far away from the strip would you say that was?
I think I want to say about 15 minutes, maybe.
Wow. I thought it would have been 5 or 10.
No, maybe 10. I don't know.
Let me tell you, I've never wanted to go to Vegas. It's just not my kind of fun. And then everybody looks at me like I'm crazy too. You've never been to Vegas? And everyone tells me we need to go. And I am 29 and no one has yet taken me. So I don't believe anybody. I'm going to have to do it myself. But I definitely want to visit Sam's Town now. That would be the only reason to go.
Learn how to drive and we can all go.
Right? I know, right?
Damn. I'm 26 and I haven't been there.
You've been to Reno, though.
Yeah, but Reno and Las Vegas, I'm guessing, are 2 totally different things.
But now, I feel like I see Vegas, in a new way now since, I've gotten into the Killers. I just feel I want to go there now. I want to, see, the way that they see their hometown.
Definitely.
But I don't know how we would because we're not locals.
Yeah, but remember when he said that, when Brandon said that, didn't they go to this restaurant or something during Christmas?
That was Sam's Town. They went there for breakfast every Christmas.
I want to go there one day. That is my dream on the bucket list.
Go drink in that fancy ass courtyard.
I also want to go to this desert everyone's saying that song sounds like. It's important that I go and hear that desert.
Now I have the song stuck in my head.
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. That is such a good song. I don't care what anyone says. It's such a good song. And I never really thought about going to see the Killers in concert. Man, now I do. I need to feel my blood going through my veins and my heart pounding when that song comes on.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Never Too Old for YA. We hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know what you think. Bye.